So welcome back everyone, Mike here. It is just a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. Unbelievable for the 1st of February. It's got to be close to 60 degrees this afternoon. And if you remember, it was just a few days ago, we were 5-10 degrees below zero, something like that. So the downside to weather like this is all the snow's melting, everything's getting kind of sloppy, kind of muddy. But the good news is, today we get to try out a Wolfe compact commercial log splitter. This thing is an absolute beast. So like I said, this is a commercial log splitter. I talked to Chris, he's the owner of Wolfe Manufacturing, who makes this splitter, and he said this one was designed for people that want to split between 50 and 200 full cords of firewood a year. So not too many homeowners are probably going to spend the money on a commercial splitter like this, but you know, if you had say a big family and you all lived in the same area and you all burned firewood, maybe something you're interested in. If you're a small operator that sells, you know, 50 or 75 cords of wood a year, this would be a good splitter for you. Or maybe you just got a lot of money and you want to split all your firewood for the year like in 4 hours. You could probably do it with this thing. Like I said, I haven't run it yet, but it's a heck of a log splitter. It really is. I've never seen anything. Well, I've seen them, but I've never used anything near the size of this thing right here. It weighs in at about 1,400 pounds. But surprisingly, you can move it around with ease. Now that little video clip I just showed you, I was moving around on concrete, but even down here on the stones with some bark and stuff laying around, you can still move it around without having to hook it up. And what's really neat is the tongue on it, it pulls off of this end and you can put it on that end and you can tow it from both sides. So if you back it in and you just have the wood falling off the table and you have a big pile, you can have the tongue on it that side and just pull right away from it. It's a really nice setup, really well thought out, and the design's really nice. I'm really looking forward to trying this thing out. So we're going to go over it all here real quick, and probably in another video I'll go over it in more detail, but I want to get splitting. So in this model here, this is the 22 ton. They make a 28 and a 35 ton. But the more power, you lose some cycle time. Like this one here is really fast. It's at 6.5 seconds cycle time, which is really good. It's got a log lift on it right here. That's rated at I think 450 pounds. It's got the 4-way wedge. You can get a 6-way wedge on it. And it's also on a cylinder, so you can raise or lower it. So like for smaller pieces or whatever, you could raise it up out of the way, do one split. Bigger pieces, whatever you want to do, you can do. Here's the controls right here. This runs the splitter, this runs the log lift, and this runs the wedge, up and down. Look how they thought this out right here. This is the one you're going to be using all the time. It's pitched forward just a little bit, so when you reach up there, you're probably going to grab the right one. It's got a huge hydraulic tank on it. Very well thought out. Haven't used it yet, but so far it looks great. It's got this big table on it right here. I think really to run this thing right, you're going to need 2 people. So I think Melissa will be helping me here probably in the next video. But I think what I want to do right now, I want to fire this thing up, try it out. It's got a 13 horsepower Honda on it. Turn the fuel on, choke. Wow, I am never at a loss for words, and I don't know what else to say. That thing is wicked fast. I did learn something pretty quick though. To use that machine at its full potential, you could definitely use another person to help you, maybe even two. I can't keep up with it. It's super fast. It really is. You could produce a lot of firewood in a hurry with that Wolfe Ridge compact commercial splitter right there. I'm really impressed. I really am. I think what I'll do is get you just concentrate on getting a whole bunch of rounds down here, and then, you know, just see how much you can actually split in 4 hours. I'll bring my helper Melissa with me though. She's a hustler. She moves pretty quick. And you could also maybe use a conveyor off of this end, or even, what I'm thinking, I'm just kind of tossing this around right now, maybe the RK24 with that little bucket on it, and as it piles up every once in a while, I'll hop on the tractor and just push it out of the way. Because I'm telling you, it splits so fast, in a matter of minutes, you got wood all around you split and ready to go. But you know, if you had a real big commercial operation, you could use this thing, big conveyor, you know, dumping it into a big bin or into your dump trucks or whatever you want to do. But this thing here is the real deal, no doubt about it. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it's a commercial unit. It's not for the average homeowner to be able to justify buying something like this. I think it's around $6,800, something like that. Which, when I first saw that price, I'm thinking, who would ever, you know, spend that much on a log splitter? After running it for a half an hour, I figured it out. If you want to produce a lot of firewood, this thing is the way to go. You know, the next step from one of these would be a full-blown processor, and you can get into the 20s, 30s, 40s, $50,000 range, and you better be producing, you know, 1,000 cords a year or something like that, or more, to justify that expense. But between this, like the RK37 with the grapple, man, you could easily do 50 cord a year, part-time, you know, like I do. I have a real job and just kind of screw around with this stuff on the weekends. So I'm going to take this opportunity to hit this pretty hard here and see what I can do. And I don't know if I went over it. The way this works out, this isn't my splitter. The folks at Wolfe Ridge, Chris, I met them at the Paul Bunyan show this past year over in Ohio. And a couple of them have watched our channel, and they're a small company, you know, out of Wisconsin, American made. Chris has a very interesting story. He was a welder by profession, and he had lost his job, I think, in 2010 when things were kind of tough. And he built himself a log splitter, split like 30-40 cords of firewood with it, sold that splitter. Somebody wanted him to build a splitter. Next thing you know, he's building log splitters on the evenings, weekends, all that stuff. And now he's got, I think, 5 employees, and they make a really good product. They really do. I love stories like that, by the way. You know, when you're down on your luck, you lose your job or something, you know, it seems like a really bad time, but sometimes when something like that happens, another door opens, and it's working out for Chris. He builds a really nice product, and I wish him all the luck. And that's one of the reasons that I'm showing this splitter on this channel. As I always say, I have 2 rules when it comes to using equipment here, because people offer you, when you have a YouTube channel, you'd be amazed at all the stuff people want to send you to try out. I don't even mess with 90% of it, but there's 2 rules. I don't like junk, and it's got to be something I use here on the property. And this Wolfe Ridge commercial splitter definitely fits the bill right there. But yeah, I'm really impressed. You'll see more of this thing. I don't know how long I get to keep it or anything like that. I'll probably have it at least a few months, maybe longer. And well, yeah, we're gonna make a lot of firewood, that's for sure. Can't wait. But anyway, like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.